Okay, so today we're diving into something pretty common, but not always talked about as much as it should be, I think.
Hmm.
Chlamydia.
Yeah.
And specifically, like how it impacts, vaginal health.
Right.
We've got a whole bunch of information we've gathered about, the infection itself,
Yeah.
what kind of effects it can have, and, some pretty cool strategies to support a healthy vaginal environment. So basically, we want to give everyone listening a really solid understanding of, what this STI is.
Yeah.
And most importantly, equip it with the knowledge you need to stay healthy,
Right.
prevent problems, and recover quickly if needed.
That's good.
Absolutely. Cool. So just to start off, chlamydia is actually caused by a specific bacterium, right?
Yeah. It's called Chlamydia trachomatis. It's a pretty
Yeah.
widespread infection.
Oh, wow.
And the thing that makes it so tricky is that it often doesn't have any symptoms. So many people have it and they don't even know it, which means it can kind of simmer under the surface and potentially lead to, complications, especially for vaginal health down the road.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it's like the silent threat almost.
Exactly.
So if someone doesn't even know they have it, what kind of issues can it cause for, like, their overall vaginal health?
Well, if it's not caught and treated, it can actually lead to some pretty serious problems.
Oh, wow.
Like, for instance, pelvic inflammatory disease, or PID for short,
Okay.
which, as you can imagine, can be incredibly painful. It can be a source of like chronic pain for women. It can also affect fertility, sadly, and even make someone more susceptible to other infections.
Wow.
So yeah, it might start quietly, but the long-term consequences are not something to ignore.
That's for sure. So it's really crucial to understand, like, how to prevent it,
Yeah,
how to know if you have it, and how to, recover if you do.
absolutely.
One thing that really stood out in the research we did for this episode is the role of vaginal health itself. Like, it talks a lot about the vaginal microbiome as the first line of defense.
Right.
Can you break down what that means exactly?
So imagine your vagina as a bustling little city, right?
Huh?
A thriving community of tiny organisms. The real heroes in this city are these beneficial bacteria, specifically called lactobacillus.
Okay, lactobacillus.
Yeah. And they're super important because they work really hard to create this acidic environment. Usually the pH level is somewhere between 3.8 and 4.5.
Got it.
And this acidity is like a natural security system for your vagina.
Oh, interesting.
It prevents all sorts of unwanted bacteria and other troublemakers from getting a foothold and causing problems.
Oh, that's cool.
So this balanced community, this microbiome, is your body's initial line of defense against anything that might cause an infection, including chlamydia.
Makes sense.
And it plays a big part in recovery afterward, too.
So it's like maintaining a healthy population of these good bacteria is like having a well-trained security force.
Exactly.
They're always there, constantly patrolling and neutralizing threats before they can even, take root.
That's a great way to put it.
Cool. So then when chlamydia comes in and disrupts things, how does that actually happen? Like, what's going on in the vaginal environment?
Chlamydia can kind of throw things off balance in a few different ways.
Okay.
First, it can lead to a decrease in the number of those helpful lactobacillus bacteria.
Oh, no.
And when their numbers drop, that crucial acidic environment, it weakens.
Right.
It's like the security system losing power.
I see.
And this creates an opening for other infections to take hold, like bacterial vaginosis, or BV for short, and even yeast infections.
So it's not just the chlamydia itself causing the problem.
Right. It's like it creates this domino effect.
Right.
The chlamydia weakens the defenses, and then these other infections can sneak in and take advantage of the situation.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And another thing chlamydia often does is it triggers inflammation.
Okay.
So you might see inflammation of the cervix, which is called cervicitis.
Oh.
And this inflammation can actually spread to other parts of the reproductive system.
Wow.
And this ongoing inflammation isn't just uncomfortable. It can actually weaken the vaginal tissues over time.
Oh, no.
And this can contribute to those long-term issues we were talking about earlier, like pelvic pain and even scarring.
And speaking of long-term issues, the research really emphasized the risk of PID.
Yeah.
Can you explain that connection a little bit more?
Sure. So if chlamydia is left untreated, what can happen is the infection can actually travel upward.
Oh, wow.
From the vagina and cervix into the uterus and fallopian tubes.
So it's like it's climbing.
Yeah,
Oh,
essentially.
oh, wow.
And this can lead to pelvic inflammatory disease,
Hmm.
or PID. And PID is a serious condition that can cause significant and lasting damage.
Mm.
Like chronic pelvic pain, increased risk of ectopic pregnancy, and it can also affect fertility,
Oh.
fortunately.
So it really is something you don't want to mess around with.
Yeah, definitely not.
And I remember reading something about how it can also increase your susceptibility to other infections.
That's right. So because of the inflammation and damage that chlamydia can cause to the vaginal tissues, it can actually make it easier for other sexually transmitted infections,
Hmm.
including HIV, to take hold.
Wow.
So it's not just about dealing with chlamydia itself.
Right.
It's about the increased vulnerability to other health risks that it can create.
So it's like a whole ripple effect of potential problems.
Exactly.
So we've seen the negative side of things. Now let's flip it and look at how a healthy vaginal environment can actually help prevent these issues and even aid in recovery. How does that work?
So a healthy vaginal microbiome is like super proactive.
Okay.
First off, all those beneficial lactobacillus bacteria,
Mhm.
they're not just sitting there.
Right.
They're actively working to keep harmful bacteria, including Chlamydia trachomatis, from growing.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So they produce lactic acid and other substances that basically create this environment that these pathogens just hate.
Hmm.
So it's like they're actively fighting off the invaders.
I like that analogy. So they're not just there, they're like soldiers on the front lines.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
And it's not just about that direct combat.
Okay.
A healthy microbiome also helps keep the vaginal lining strong and intact,
Mhm.
which basically creates this healthy barrier that makes it much harder for pathogens to even get a foothold in the first place.
Right.
So it's like having a well-maintained wall around the city,
Yeah.
making it much tougher for the invaders to even get close.
Cool. And our immune system plays a role in this too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Huh.
The beneficial bacteria in the vaginal microbiome actually help fine-tune the local immune response,
Oh, wow.
so they can help the body recognize and get rid of pathogens much more efficiently.
So it's like a super advanced security system
Right.
that can identify threats and neutralize them really quickly. That's amazing. And beyond dealing with chlamydia, does this healthy environment also help with like other potential problems?
Yeah, so by maintaining that balanced microbial environment, you're also significantly lowering the risk of those other infections we mentioned before, like bacterial vaginosis, UTIs, and yeast infections.
So it's all connected.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
all about keeping that vaginal ecosystem healthy and resilient.
Okay, so we've really highlighted the importance of taking care of vaginal health.
Mhm.
Now, the research we looked at also mentions some holistic ways to do that.
Right.
And this is especially important because while antibiotics are obviously crucial for treating chlamydia,
Yeah,
they can sometimes disrupt that delicate balance we've been talking about.
exactly. Antibiotics are like, they're like necessary evil sometimes.
Right.
They're crucial for clearing the infection, but they can also wipe out some of the good bacteria along the way.
So it's like collateral damage almost.
Yeah, kind of.
So that's where these other strategies come in to help, rebuild and maintain a healthy vaginal environment even after using antibiotics.
Exactly.
So what are some of those strategies?
So one that's often mentioned is using vaginal probiotics.
Okay.
And there are specific types of lactobacillus that can be really beneficial, like acidophilus, rhamnosus, reuteri, plantarum,
Okay.
and even Bacillus coagulans.
Wow. That's a mouthful.
Right?
So these probiotics can help like replenish the good bacteria,
Yeah.
reestablish that acidic environment,
Mhm.
and essentially outcompete any remaining bad bacteria, right?
Exactly. They're like reinforcements for your vaginal army.
I like that. So you're basically giving your body the tools it needs to rebalance things.
Exactly.
And what about dealing with the inflammation that chlamydia can cause?
Yeah, so addressing inflammation is another important part of the recovery process.
Okay.
And the research mentions some natural ingredients that could be helpful for that, like aloe vera and reishi mushroom.
Mhm.
Aloe vera is well known for its soothing and healing properties, and reishi mushroom is a powerful anti-inflammatory.
Interesting. So they can help promote healing and reduce discomfort.
Exactly. They're like soothing balms for your irritated tissues.
That makes sense. And are there ways to target the harmful bacteria specifically without disrupting the good ones even further?
There are. There are certain natural antimicrobial agents that can be used.
Okay.
Two that are often mentioned are oregano leaf extract and caprylic acid.
Mm-hmm.
And these are thought to be effective at eliminating harmful bacteria without having the same broad-spectrum effect as antibiotics.
Oh, that's good.
So they're more like precision strikes,
Right.
targeting the bad guys while leaving the good guys mostly intact.
That's a much better approach.
Yeah. And then, of course, boosting the immune system is also really important
Mm-hmm.
because a strong immune system is better equipped to fight off infections and recover more effectively.
Makes sense.
And there are certain nutrients that are known for their immune-enhancing properties, like arabinogalactin and, again, reishi mushroom.
Oh, yeah. Reishi mushroom seems to be a real powerhouse.
It is. It has a lot of beneficial properties.
No. So this all sounds like a very comprehensive approach to supporting vaginal health.
Yeah, it's about addressing the problem from multiple angles.
Right. Now, the information we gathered also mentioned a specific product called Balance Complex.
Mm-hmm.
And it's presented as like a solution for supporting vaginal health, particularly when dealing with the effects of chlamydia.
Right. Balance Complex is a blend of probiotics and other supplements
Okay.
that's specifically formulated to address the root causes of vaginal imbalances and promote overall wellness.
So it's not just about treating the infection itself, but also about creating a healthy environment where it's less likely to occur in the first place.
Yes.
And it seems like it's been around for a while. The information mentioned that it's been on the market for over 10 years.
Wow.
And has sold millions of capsules.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
And it also makes a specific claim about its probiotic content, right?
It does. It highlights the fact that it contains a very high concentration of probiotics, 100 billion CFU per gram,
Okay.
which is considered a therapeutic dose.
Got it.
It also includes cranberry and D-mannose, which are often used to support urinary tract health.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so it's kind of a 2-for-1 deal.
Right, because sometimes urinary tract issues can go hand in hand with vaginal imbalances.
Exactly. And there are also a lot of positive reviews for Balance Complex online.
Mm-hmm.
And it's formulated with a blend of multiple strains that are specifically chosen to address common vaginal health issues,
Okay.
like odor, itching, and discharge.
So let's dive a little deeper into some of those key ingredients in Balance Complex
Yeah.
and the benefits they offer. We've already talked about the vaginal probiotic blend, so
Right.
maybe we can start there.
Sure. So the blend includes several different strains of lactobacillus, each with its own unique benefits.
Okay.
So there's Lactobacillus acidophilus, which is like the superstar of vaginal health.
Oh, wow.
It's really good at maintaining that acidic vaginal environment,
Right.
which is crucial for keeping harmful bacteria in check.
Got it.
Then there's Lactobacillus rhamnosus,
Mm-hmm.
which is known for its ability to support the immune response and overall microbial balance.
Cool.
And then there's Lactobacillus reuteri, which is really interesting because it can actually boost mucosal immunity, which is like the immune system of your mucous membranes.
Okay.
And it also helps reduce inflammation.
So it's like a multitasker.
Yeah, exactly. Then there's Lactobacillus plantarum, which is known for its antioxidant properties. So it can help protect against cellular damage, and it can also aid in tissue repair.
Interesting. So it's like a repair crew for your vaginal tissues.
Yeah, kind of. And
Yeah.
finally, there's Bacillus coagulans, which is a bit different from the others.
Okay.
It's not technically a lactobacillus, but it's still a beneficial bacterium. And it's included because it can provide longer-term microbial support,
Mm-hmm.
which means it can help prevent those secondary infections from taking hold.
So it's like a long-term protector.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really cool. So all these different lactobacillus strains are working together to create a healthy and balanced vaginal ecosystem.
Right. It's like a team effort.
Awesome. What about the cranberry and D-mannose blend?
Yeah, so this blend is included because it's really good for supporting urinary tract health.
Okay.
Cranberry is thought to help prevent harmful bacteria from sticking to the lining of the urinary tract, which can reduce the risk of UTIs.
Mm-hmm.
And D-mannose is a type of sugar that can actually help flush out bacteria from the urinary tract.
Oh, wow.
But the cool thing about D-mannose is that it doesn't disrupt the vaginal microbiome like some other things can.
So it's like a gentle cleanse.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense. And we also talked about oregano leaf extract earlier.
Mhm.
So what's its specific role in Balance Complex?
So oregano leaf extract is a natural antimicrobial, and it's included in Balance Complex to help target harmful bacteria, including Chlamydia trachomatis.
Okay.
So it's basically helping to restore balance to the vaginal environment.
So it's like another weapon in the arsenal.
Exactly. And then there's caprylic acid,
Mhm.
which is another ingredient that's really good at targeting harmful microbes.
Okay.
It has both antifungal and antibacterial properties, and it's thought to be effective at eliminating these harmful microbes without negatively impacting the beneficial bacteria.
So it's like a selective eliminator.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Awesome. And I also see protease and cellulose listed as ingredients.
Oh, yeah, those are enzymes.
Okay, what do they do?
So protease and cellulase are enzymes that can actually help break down biofilms.
Okay.
Biofilms are like tiny fortresses that harmful bacteria build to protect themselves.
Oh, wow.
And these enzymes, they're like demolition crews.
Oh, cool.
They break down those fortresses and make the bacteria more vulnerable to the good bacteria and other defenses.
So they're like caving the way for the good guys.
Exactly.
That's amazing. And there are a few other ingredients listed too, like aloe vera, arabinogalactin, anise seed, black walnut hulls, wormwood, and reishi mushroom.
Yeah, it's a pretty comprehensive formula.
It is. So what do all those do?
Well, each one is included for a specific reason. Aloe vera, as we mentioned before, is really good for soothing and healing irritated tissues, and it also helps to keep the vaginal area hydrated.
Okay.
Arabinogalactin is included for its immune-enhancing properties.
Cool.
Anise seed has both antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory properties. Black walnut hulls are known for their antifungal and antibacterial properties,
Okay.
and they may also support detoxification, which can help protect against reinfection.
Oh, that's good.
Wormwood has a long history of traditional use against bacterial infections, and it's also thought to strengthen the immune system.
And reishi mushroom, we already talked about its anti-inflammatory and immune-boosting properties.
Exactly. So it's like a whole team of ingredients working together to support vaginal health.
Yeah, it really is. So beyond taking supplements like Balance Complex, are there any other practical tips for maintaining good vaginal health in general?
Oh, absolutely. There are definitely things you can do in your everyday life to support a healthy vaginal environment.
Okay, like what?
Well, first and foremost, practicing safe intimacy is crucial. That means using condoms consistently to reduce the risk of contracting or spreading chlamydia or any other STI.
Right, safe sex is always important.
It is.
Yeah.
And then, basic hygiene is important too.
Yeah, of course.
So use gentle, fragrance-free cleansers when washing and avoid douching.
Oh, yeah. Douching can really mess things up, right?
It can. It could disrupt the natural balance of the vaginal microbiome.
Got it.
And then in terms of clothing, wear breathable fabrics like cotton underwear
Okay.
and try to avoid tight-fitting clothes, especially synthetic fabrics, because they can trap moisture and create a breeding ground for bacteria.
That makes sense.
And then staying well hydrated is also important.
Oh, yeah. Drinking plenty of water is good for everything.
It is. It helps flush out toxins and keeps everything functioning properly.
Right.
And then last but not least, eating a balanced diet that includes probiotic-rich foods like yogurt and fermented vegetables can also help support a healthy vaginal microbiome.
So it's like a holistic approach.
Yeah, exactly. Taking care of your overall health is important for your vaginal health, too.
Now, towards the end of the research, there was a mention of something called vaginalquiz.com. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Sure. So vaginalquiz.com is basically a resource for anyone who wants to get a personalized analysis of their vaginal health.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a quick science-backed quiz.
Okay.
And it's designed to help you understand any discomfort, dryness, odor, or general feelings of imbalance you might be experiencing.
So it's like a self-assessment tool.
Exactly.
So what happens after you take the quiz?
So once you complete the quiz, you get a custom breakdown of your vaginal health profile. It'll highlight any potential imbalances.
Okay.
And then it gives you expert-backed suggestions tailored to your specific symptoms and lifestyle.
Oh, wow.
So it might recommend certain supplements to try or changes you can make to your daily habits to improve your vaginal health.
That's really neat. So it's like a personalized guide.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that. Well, this has been a super informative deep dive into chlamydia and the importance of vaginal health.
Yes.
To recap, we learned that chlamydia is a common infection that can often go unnoticed because it doesn't always cause symptoms.
Right.
But it can have a really big impact on vaginal health.
Yeah.
It disrupts that delicate microbial balance, causes inflammation, and increases the risk of other problems like PID and other infections.
Yeah. It's definitely not something to take lightly.
We also explored how a healthy vaginal microbiome is like this amazing defense mechanism.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
It helps prevent those harmful bacteria from growing. It reduces inflammation, it boosts the immune system, and it protects against other infections.
That's like a superhero for your vagina.
Right. And we talked about a bunch of different strategies for supporting vaginal health, including using probiotics, incorporating anti-inflammatory agents and natural antimicrobials,
Hmm.
and boosting the immune system with specific nutrients.
Right. And we even took a deep dive into a specific product called Balance Complex,
Yeah,
which is designed to address all of these aspects of vaginal health.
exactly. So while medical treatment is definitely essential for addressing the infection itself,
Yeah,
supporting the overall health of the vaginal environment is key for both prevention and a smoother recovery.
I completely agree.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining me for this deep dive. It's been a really enlightening conversation.
It has. It's been a pleasure.
I think the biggest takeaway for me is that even though we often don't think about it, the vaginal microbiome is this incredibly complex and important ecosystem. And understanding how it works and how to support it can make a huge difference in our overall health.
Absolutely. It's all about balance.
Exactly. And it makes you wonder what other silent factors might be impacting our health without us even realizing it.
That's a great question. There's so much we're still learning about the human body.
Right. So it's up to us to stay informed and proactive about our health.
I couldn't agree more.
Well, thanks again for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
And to everyone listening, thanks for tuning in to The Deep Dive. We'll see you next time.